I was sitting, but Imam swept me off my feet. Imam Abdul Wadud Ali, he's associated with us in many respects. I always go and I see him before I see his boss, so I didn't know he was this deep. Please, a huge takbir for his presentation. That was so wonderful. You got me on the edge of my seat, and I kept thinking, then perhaps we would have to stop using the internet because we need to check and cross-check before we post or share anything. So may Allah reward you, Imam. That was powerful. Today I'm going to talk about a very important topic, and GMSA has been a part of me. I'm highly indebted to the Ghana Muslim Students Association. So when I was given 2 p.m., I knew this program wouldn't start at 2 p.m. And I was wondering whether while you were advertising the program, you didn't indicate item 13 is massively assured. Because in our days in school, when people saw the program lineup, the first thing they would go to would be whether item 13 was massively assured. So, Mr. President, keep assuring people of a massive item 13. I remember more than a decade ago, when I was appointed president of GMSA in high school, I had to give a presentation. And I prepared this speech. It was a nice speech, but I didn't have the confidence. Our sister did a beautiful poetry, a performance. The staff was good, but I didn't have the confidence to present it. And there was a curtain, a little curtain, and behind it was a stage. People would actually prepare a back room before they would come on stage. I was quivering like a jellyfish. Then eventually I came, and then I was still struggling until a whole president. I had been appointed, I wasn't elected. Then later I became the regional imam for GMSA, for Ashanti region. Then when I came to Accra, I became the national imam on 2 occasions. So GMSA has always been a part of my life. And even though I travel extensively around the world to do presentations, I deliver papers on diplomacy, foreign policy, and international security, I always find it quite heartwarming to attend a GMSA event. And today, sports betting has become the biggest national crisis for us as a country. Have you noticed there are more sports betting centers than libraries? Have you noticed if care is not taken, there will be more sports betting centers than mosques? Have you noticed if care is not taken, there will be more sports betting centers than churches? Everywhere you turn, there is a sports betting center. And the time for us to start looking at how to tackle this canker is now. But please, I'm not here to create a utopian situation. Let's face the facts. They say there are no jobs. And therefore, instead of wielding a Kalashnikov to go and to rob somebody at gunpoint, it's better you bet. The apologists, sports betting apologists try so much to mount a defense for sports betting. Which of us here has ever betted? Please be very frank. Who has placed a bet before? Okay. There is one gentleman. Can you take the mic to him? I hope to finish under 20 minutes or 25 minutes. Yes, please come on screen. Come and stand next to me. Yes. It's good when people are very frank. Please come and stand. And please, when did you place a bet? Come closer.
That was last month.
Only last month, quite recent. Was it soccer bet, Betway, Bet2, Bet Power, soccer bet? And why did you bet?
One guy told me that he has gotten some horse, very nice one. So he was just sharing, and I I said, nah, let me also
Okay.
click am small.
Okay, so you betted, how much did you put into it, brother?
That was, yeah, 50 cents.
15 Ghana. Did you win? How did you feel about losing?
Because he was confident of the team's winning, I was somehow disappointed.
You were disappointed. Please give him a round of applause for his candor. Thank you so much. I think he was a gracious loser, but not all losers are that gracious. You can turn your camera. Please let me show you a short clip. Yes, you can turn the whole structure. He betted 15 Ghana and he lost. He said he was only disappointed. But I'll show you a short clip of a guy in the US. They say the light should go off. Betting only makes you violent. This is a gentleman. He betted some money. Can I get the audio? Sound? He placed the bet on an NBA match and then he lost. Please use this mic. There's one there where the podium is. Yes, so maybe you can play it again. It lasts for only 1 minute, and I'm sure you can see how violent. When you hear his words, you get to understand how terrible betting is. So we'll try and see. So he placed the bet. He was sitting with friends, pretty much like a hostel. Then they were just telling him, it's just a game, it's just a game. But he was trying to strangulate one of them. He felt so disappointed. His world came down crashing. So if care is not taken, these are the kind of people we will be breeding in the Republic of Ghana. And if you could be this violent with the things and people around him, you can imagine if he had a gun. Yes, so I'm trying to say, please get me the audio. Get me some sound, if possible. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I think we'll come back to it when they resolve the audio issue. Yes. So please, you can put back the lights. Yes. So not every loser is as gracious as our brother who admitted his betting. We've come up with, are there any ladies who have betted before? Okay, so it's on now. It's on? You think you are okay with the sound? Okay, when you are. Do ladies bet at all? Ladies don't, right? Has any friend of yours betted before, any of the ladies? Have you perchance heard that your fellow female friends bet? I think betting is pretty much a male problem, isn't it? Yes, it's a unisex problem. It's a problem with us, young people. And now people have taken betting as a second job. They do a regular job. That is why I'm saying mounting a defense on unemployment is not a strong enough defense. People do regular jobs, they draw a salary, but they still bet. And betting is addictive. It is so addictive. When it gets at you, you will not like the repercussions. We have started an initiative which is meant to run counter to the grain and defy all irrational conventional notions that sports betting is a revenue generator for a struggling third world economy like ours. What sense does it make if we allow some, and not all, Indian businessmen, Chinese businessmen, Bangladeshi businessmen and others, with collaboration from their Ghanaian counterparts, pay a pittance as tax and wipe out a whole generation of our youth who are the true future and human resource of this country. One may want to ask, what is so menacing about football aficionados or enthusiasts placing a bet as to whether Barcelona or Real Madrid will win a match? Leave the young men to have fun, somebody will say. Such an assertion is a huge oversimplification of the perils posed by this creeping menace. Of course, bettors don't win and winners don't bet. Betting doesn't encourage people to be hardworking, it makes us lazy. And when you are lazy, you will go hungry. And when you go hungry, you would want to take what doesn't belong to you. But somebody will ask, there are young men that are winning big. I learned recently a young man won so big, the betting company couldn't pay him. So isn't there some benefit in betting? Someone even said, it's because of betting there is no armed robbery or sakawa, because young people are engaged in other things. But I believe being engaged in a wholesome activity is better than engaging in a non-wholesome or unwholesome one like betting. Islam admits there is some benefit in betting, and betting goes hand in hand with alcoholism. There is a new trend. The betting centers are now pubs. So it's a betting center plus a pub, because gambling goes hand in hand with alcoholism. When you take alcohol, you become intoxicated. You are so lazy to face the challenges of life, you want to go off for some time. And betting also provides the avenue for you to continue or deepen the sense of laziness. So there is some benefit. Someone says, when I'm high on alcohol, I forget my problems. I use it as an antidepressant. Yes, your problems go away for a while. And when you are sober, those problems come back. So both alcoholism and gambling have got some benefits, albeit the benefits are not as far-reaching as people advertising them would want us to believe. The Prophet ﷺ was questioned about gambling and alcohol. يَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ. Muhammad ﷺ, they ask you about alcohol and gambling. قُلْ فِيهِمَا